We finally got our hands on the new Canon R50v camera. We paid in full for this little camera. The R50v came at a right time where we were contemplating if we should keep our older Canon EF lens inventory, or sell them all away and stick to our current favorite E-mount system for video work. We chose to buy the kit instead of the body alone. The RF's 14 to 30mm powered zoom does not have impressive specifications, but we reckon since we don't have any RF lenses, it's good to have for the compact size. Mounting the EF glasses would have added to the bulk if we needed a backup camera to stash in our kit bags. We are quite disappointed that the direction for tel-li and wide rocker lever on the lens cannot be changed or swapped in the camera menu. Take note that the camera doesn't turn on if the battery door is not closed. It feels awkward that the zoom in and zoom out direction kind of defies most of Canon's previous EF lenses. We are actually a bit particular of the zoom direction as we wanted it to follow most direction of cinema-styled zoom lenses. One impressive trait of this R50v that we've noticed is the boot up time from the flick of the switch to becoming ready to shoot is almost instantaneous. We will not bore you with a full menu run through, but one limitation that we realized is that when you have zebra settings turned on, the peaking cannot be toggled on, and vice versa. You can only choose one option. Thankfully for this, we can always depend on the histogram display for exposures and keep the peaking during the times when we needed to do manual focusing. Now, coming back to the main reason why we bought this R50v. It's to evaluate the performance of EF lenses on newer RF systems. The EF lens system, however, remained one of the most adaptable optics to many other camera systems, with a correct direction zoom that follows cine zoom and E and G lenses. The EF lens manual focusing is also pretty precise and repeatable, unlike current electronic servo-driven fly-by-wire focusing systems. After calculating the pros and cons, we reckon that instead of ditching our old EF lenses, we'd give an entry-level RF mount body a try. Initially, we had wanted to get the R50, but its capability for video seemed to be way too basic for our production needs. The R50v with its prioritized video features fits our requirements, and the Canon Log3 should be helpful if we have to mix and match footage from different cameras. The H.265 10-bit 422 codec is also our current most basic requirement for video gears. From the many video reviews of both the R50 and R50v, we came to a conclusion that the black levels seem to be very crushed, totally lacking details in the shadows and dark areas. The other major concern is still the overheating, and let's start our tests and evaluation. Let's begin with some noise level test at various ISO settings. ISO 1600. We understand that the base is ISO 400. ISO 2000. ISO 2500. ISO 3200. ISO 4000. This is probably the maximum upper limit of black level noise that is acceptable for us if we can help it. ISO 5000. ISO 6400. ISO 8000. ISO 10000. ISO 12800. This is ISO 12800 compared with 6400 and 3200. And this is ISO 1600 compared to 6400 and 3200. Here, we leave you with some footage shot with the R50v without any corrections. The lens used will be indicated on the lower third superimpositions. The codec is set to Hedge EVC 10-bit 422, running at 4K 25p. Color profile we kept at Canon R50v original base settings. We are quite impressed that there are actually lots of parameters that we can tweak in the color profiles, just like the Cinema EOS C300 series that we often use for broadcast interviews. We noticed that most of the R50v footage we've seen online, the black levels seem to be pretty crushed. Thankfully, in Rec 709 profile, it doesn't turn out that way. We are quite impressed that the R50v paired with older EF lenses still holds up very well with the autofocus and focus tracking. These series of planes are shot at the 400mm end at f5.6, optical image stabilizer turned on, and we're on tripod for better stability. This one is a lucky shot that we managed to capture the F-15 lowering the landing gears while in flight. The sky was super cloudy and lacked contrast and details, which is a rather accurate image reproduction. This next series of tests, we look at the rolling shutter issue. It appears to be quite bad when we pan aggressively. Even at a slower movement, we can see the image wiggle and skew. Probably not a camera we'd deploy for shooting fast-paced sporting actions. While doing this test, we've ran the R50v camera for a full battery pack, like in most typical B-roll capture scenario. Not recording all the time, camera turned on for standby to roll whenever ready, and there are no overheat warning as far as we can observe in an otherwise 30 degrees Celsius room ambient temperature. Optics performance is still amazing. For a price point of the R50v camera, we think that it's definitely usable for basic video production. Don't expect features that can meet the demands of professional requirements, but the R50v camera is certainly good enough to deliver content with a reasonable video quality in good hands. We look forward for potential deployments and more usage of this camera, and hope that its footage can match well with Canon's other cinema line EOS cameras. We'll end this review for now, happy that we are justified to still keep our older EF lenses in our inventory just because the AF performance is still up to standard.